Good morning, dear. Right now, our topic is Unit 4 and the lesson is 5. The topic is the geothermal energy. Uh, Before we already discussed about the solar energy, wind energy, and tidal energy. Now the time is for the geothermal energy. Here, our lesson object is to describe the geothermal energy with its sources and discuss the types of the energy. So, what is the geothermal energy? There is a video. It's a link, so you can watch this. So, and you can get the idea that what is the geothermal energy. Geo means is earth. So, the earth is how deep we go in the earth. We get too much heat there. So every layer of the earth get it more heated. So it's simply the heat energy of the earth generated by the various natural processes such as heat from when the planet formed and which has been lost. Number two, the decay of the radioactive elements and the friction of the two layers of the earth. So before going to the uh, earth layer, we go through with the layers. You know that in the previous lesson we already discussed about the layers. We have four layers. Number one is the crust where we live. Number two is the middle, or what I said. I just forget the name of that middle layer, which is very thickest and the largest layer of the earth. The third one is the inner crust and then the outer crust. The inner crust is always be too hot and it's in the liquid form. So same like the outer is it's a solid, but it is covered and it is more heated and a more pressurized layer. So after this layer, you get the idea that how many types of the geothermal resource reservoirs we have. Like geothermal energy we will get in the many forms, especially the four forms are very important. That one is the geysers, second is the boiling mud pot, third is the volcano, and fourth is the hot springs. So the hot springs means hot water coming out with the pressure, and the mud, where the mud is there, the mud is boiling there, and the geysers, which are the hot waters coming out from there. So these are the area and very resources, or the resources where we get the geothermal energy. So the extractions and the uses. Extractions means how we get this. When we are going to drill the earth, or we try to extract it, so we will get the geothermal energy. So we will get only by the help of the drilling. That is really important, at how we get it. The getting is only for the process of the drilling. The heat energy can be brought to the earth's surface by following way. Number one, directly from hot springs or the geysers. Secondly, geothermal heat pumps. Uses are broadly classified as the direct and the indirect use. So here we have the direct use, that hot springs used as a spa, where we get the hot spas. Hot springs means it's like a small pot, or the small way where the hot water coming out. So we use for the spas. The heating water as at fish farms, providing the heat from for the building. So it will be it will be heat about all the it's actually the insulation. So it makes our environment hot. Like in cold countries, the people use this type of the heating environment. So they provide the heating for the buildings. the raising plants in the greenhouses, drying crops, and provide the heat to the industrial process. So these are the direct use of the energy. The indirect use of the energy is that we use this energy to generate the electricity. So that's why we have this one turbine here. Turbine means to convert the water, so they will make it more strong and make it a strong form of the generation of the electricity. The cost of this is definitely cheaper than the other energy resources because they don't need any big station or big source. So the direct use of the energy is absolutely cheaper than the other energy. Cost of the electricity generated depends upon certain factors like the temperature and the depth of the resources, type of the resources, which type of the resources, steam or liquid or mixer, available volume of the resource, and the size and the technology of the plant and how big the plant is. If the plant is very big, so it means it generates more energy. If it is small, so its cost is cheaper than that. The advantages is available all around the year because the volcanoes everywhere, the geysers are there everywhere, the hot springs are everywhere. So it depends on the uh, nature of the climate actually. Does not involve any combustion of the fuel, so there is no fuel inside, only the hot water is there. Independent of the weather, so if I said the weather is there, so it will be very different uh, attitude because the volcanoes are there in the uh, hot countries and also available in the cold countries. So that's why they are independent of it. The clean reservoir, very little emissions or overall environment impacts. Economically sound alternative. The fuel is sound means is safe. The fuel is free, rare, kilometer likely to be competitive overall. Geothermal energy is a sustainable resource. The disadvantages of it is not widespread source of energy because we cannot spread it all over. Where we got the spots, we will get the energy from there. The high installation cost when we are applying to supply all over the area or all over the thing, so we need to make a big plant. So the installation is a high installation cost. It's this can run out of the steam, may release harmful gases sometime because if it is too much hot, so maybe it create more gases there. So transportation is costly. Earthquakes, so if it is too hot, so it will be might be the cause of the earthquake. So here for the activity book, page number 88 to 89, again we are going to be revise all the things. The geothermal energy means the energy from the earth. We get the heat from the earth. So the resources from where we get, it's like the geysers, it's like the hot springs, it's like the earthquake or the volcanoes. So we will get the energy from there. The advantages and the disadvantages is different. So let's start with it. So what are the three different forms of the geothermal energy? Is the geyser, the volcanoes and the hot springs. How is the geothermal energy produced? It's produced only when we drill the earth. So by drilling we can produce the geothermal energy. Name the two of the geothermal energy applications. So where we use this, we use it for the hot water we use for the spas. We use for to give the water of the greenhouse and the hot water for the fish farms. So name one advantages of the geothermal energy. The advantages is it's cheaper than the others. It will uh, it will save. It is actually very good to when we get the geothermal energy, so it is harmful actually, it's harmless. Sometimes it's harmless, but this tip is also if the temperature is too high, so it will be whether they are. Secondly, it is not depend on the weather, right? The name, one disadvantages of the geothermal energy, maybe it will be the like the earthquake, because of the volcano the earthquake will be there, so which is very dangerous for everyone. So my dear, you have to be write down the answers and give me the send me the answers in your K12. I hope you get all the answers in my presentation. Thank you so much, my dear.